vlog. This was a fast week. It was also had a pretty big first for Montpelier Roxbury, so I'll get to that. Let's start off with Monday. So on Monday, had some regular work and business in the morning, and then we had our Veterans Day parade and celebration. That was pretty interesting to see for the first time. It was the first time for me to see it, to see how our students are involved and the veterans and local authorities, and it was pretty great. And there's a monument right outside of the Montpelier High School that honors veterans, and it was great to see that in use and celebrate. So that was pretty cool. Monday afternoon, met with Kathy Coments, and we prepared for a UES work session. This was a first try of something. So instead of doing a formal professional development session, I called it a work session, and basically gave teachers the time to explore proficiency standards and proficiency scales on their own. And I didn't really circle around or do anything like that. It was an attempt to give people time to do the work, and that's something that I'd heard feedback and exit tickets, and for some it worked really well, and for others we might need to tweak it a little bit, but it was a good first attempt. And of course the teachers just hammered out some great work, so that was pretty good. On Tuesday, I spent the whole day at the Governor's Safety Institute with Matt Nicely, Libby Bonesteel, Ryan Harity, Andrew, our facilities director, was there, and I'm trying to think of who else. There were a lot of people there, and it was a full day talking about school safety and all sorts of important stuff. Got some good tips, had a very decent breakfast sandwich too, so that was great. Wednesday morning started off the day at the MHS staff meeting, and I've been going around to schools and talking about software changes and what we're doing with software and privacy and safety and budgeting and all sorts of great stuff. Fantastic questions from the folks at the high school, and it was really great first try for me with that. And now I'm going to visit Main Street Middle School next, and I think then the elementary schools. But good stuff. We're changing up how we're doing software, and we're not just going out and getting it. We're really looking at privacy and data and all that good stuff. I also visited Sam, the music teacher over at UES, and spent some time in her classroom. It was amazing. It was fantastic. Saw a great app about teaching pitch.
Nice job. Ooh. Ooh. Today we're going to see if we can match our pitch. And our pitch we're going to be able to see using singing fingers. So the first thing I'm going to ask for you to do is to repeat the oohs just like we did, and we'll see if our colors match. Are you ready? If our colors match, it means our pitch is matching. Please make this sound after me. Ooh. Ooh. Now let's see if it is. Ooh. Do our colors match?
Then I got a call that my kid was sick, so I had to come home. But I still had this interview to do with a student at UES. The student was working on a project about Bigfoot and was going to interview me. And so I couldn't make it to the interview, but we were able to make it work via Google Hangout, and it was awesome. And we got to talk about Bigfoot, so that was pretty great. Thursday started the morning off with an EL meeting, meeting with our EL educators and learning from them and continuing to learn from them. My dog's drinking right at my feet. We were working on a new website for the EL folks to be able to get out there and be able to provide resources for teachers and families and kids. And we talked about a bunch of other stuff because EL testing and assessments are coming up. So we got that going. I stuck my head in to see the student that I was interviewed by the day before because I had my Bigfoot cast with me. So I was able to show that off a little bit, and that was pretty cool. That same day, I met with a student from the high school who's a member of a group called The Conversation, and they are working to really dig into some hard topics of rape culture and how to combat that, and it's admirable work that they're doing. They had their first meeting this past week, and it was a huge success from what I heard, and now they're talking about having resources available for students and for families and whomever on our website, on a website. So we talked about that a little bit. So that's coming. I'll share that information when I get it. Headed out to RBS for the afternoon to look at their phones. Nothing too exciting about that. And then Friday, here's the first for Montpelier Roxbury. It was the very first Montpelier Roxbury snow day ever. The very first one. happened on Friday. That was it. I still went into work because, a day without meetings, like I got a lot done. But it was fantastic. That's my week.